AFC ultrasound, which is Antral Follicle Count. With this ultrasound, they're going to look at my ovaries and see how many follicles I have, and then that will tell us potentially how many eggs we can retrieve. And that's it. I'm done my appointment. Now to find an Uber.
I'm stopping for a quick lunch before that Uber home. And the best part is this is totally all reimbursable and I am not paying for my lunch. Since I'm in downtown Van, why not go for a walk? Because it is such a gorgeous day. It is beautiful. And of course, people are walking by me, looking at me like a lunatic because I'm that girl filming on the street. Okay, we're on one of my favorite streets. Check out these old buildings. Just gonna stop for a second. So you can really appreciate who wouldn't want to live here and raise your kids. Such a beautiful neighborhood. Anyway, so I guess I can just tell you guys a little bit about the outcome of my appointment. As you saw there on the ultrasound, well, you probably didn't really put everything together because it's hard to read those ultrasounds unless you have a medical background. On that picture there, if you rewind a little bit, on my left ovary, we have about 7 follicles. My right ovary had about 15. There's a pretty significant difference there. In all my past cycles, it's been very similar. Everybody seems to have a dominant ovary, and my right ovary is just significantly more dominant than the left. So an AFC is a Antral Follicle Count, and that is the ultrasound I had this morning. And then the blood work I still need to do is an AMH test, and that stands for an anti-Müllerian hormone. Once we have that back, my doctor will compare those test results together and see if he thinks I'm a candidate for one last cycle. I say we though because he's going to inform me, and I will also be involved in that decision. Just because he thinks it will be a good idea doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna think it's a good idea, and we're gonna have to have that conversation because we know this world of fertility can be sketchy, and I'd love to say we can trust all the doctors, but you know, it's in their best interest to kind of convince us to do a cycle because they make money off of it. It's one of those things, unfortunately. In Canada, everybody's like, oh, you guys have free healthcare. Yes and no. General stuff, sure, but when it comes to fertility treatments, that stuff, out of pocket, baby, and it is expensive. It's a little weird with everybody around me who's just filling their faces. So the next thing that I have though, I was just saying, is my AMH blood test. So an AMH blood test tells us what my ovarian reserve is like in combination with that AFC ultrasound test I did today. Okay, I just have to show you these cute little seats. And they're all over the city because people don't have backyards. So they put them in the front and I just love it. I often, well, not anymore because I'm not right downtown, but I would go out for my morning walk or run and end it by stopping on one of these swings. Don't tell. Look at that. I'm right by Vancouver City Hall. You know, this ugly green building. Let's get away from that for a second. Check out the other side of the street. How gorgeous these houses are. I know it's expensive to live here, but I mean, I get why. It's the only place in Canada that is this gorgeous this often throughout the year. Just stunning. Let's keep going on this tour. I spy the mountains. These little peekaboo views of the mountains throughout the city are just my favorite. That is actually the ski hill I think the fun grouse there. Again, more cherry blossoms. And look at this, like just super cute roundabout in the middle with like all these little tulips. It is just so pretty. Which way should I go? I came from that way. Let's keep going. Let's follow the cherry blossoms. Okay, so what else can I tell you about my appointment? Okay, so the next thing I need to do, because today was day 3 screening, is my blood work. Normally you would go for both appointments all in the same day and at the same time, just like for convenience sake. But this fertility clinic in particular doesn't actually process their own blood and have a lab internal. Does anybody else love my prescription sunglasses / real glasses? Can't remember what these are called, but they change for me based on the lighting outside. You can see earlier on in my video, they were like slightly tinted when I was in the fertility clinics because of their lighting, but I absolutely love them. Okay, so since you're on a tour with me, I am stopping to admire this building and might as well show you guys. Look at this building. That is stained glass in all of those windows. Now I've just stumbled across this other gorgeous little park, and this side of me we have more cherry blossoms. Oh, and over here too. So beautiful. Just love living here. So I have basically just walked, well, not basically, I have walked from my fertility clinic all the way back to my old house in East Van. This is just such a gorgeous day out, and I totally did not intend to do this, but I know where I am, and why not? Here are some gorgeous flowers I just have to show you, because my old neighborhood is absolutely stunning. It is just picturesque wherever you go. Like, look at this whole street. Flowers, 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 flowers. I had time to kill, and you know what? I just let my feet take me, and I ended up back where I know, which tends to happen. There's more cherry blossoms. Which is one of the reasons I absolutely loved living on this street for the 3 years that I did. The only thing I found somewhat annoying about all these gorgeous trees is when they fall right onto your car. And then, you know, we don't have to scrape off the snow, but springtime you definitely need to use your wipers and scrape off those cherry blossoms, which actually I made the mistake of doing once. You do not want to use your wipers, okay? Because they will smush all right into the windshield. Gotta be strategic. If anybody knows how, I never quite figured that out. Here's another gorgeous little peek-a-boo view, and with the cherry blossoms just makes it so much prettier. And just happened to be right by this family who owns a Porsche. That's the only thing. I mean, I know that earlier I was saying in the video I can't complain about the prices because of the beauty of the city and the just amenities that it offers, but we are in East Vancouver. This is like probably a good 15-minute drive to the clinic downtown, maybe 10 if there's no rush hour. I don't know how long that took me to walk, but like I've been taking my time anyways. However, I just want to give you the idea, okay? These houses around here, take a look. I mean, they're nice, but nothing super special. Definitely compared to that area I was showing you earlier. These homes are still about 4 mil. Those homes I was showing you before, I don't even want to guess what those are. Probably anywhere from 4 to 7, depending on how big they are. I know my house that I was renting on this street was evaluated at 4.2 million 2 years ago, and things have just continued to go up. We have to pause though and take a look at this street. Absolutely luxurious. But yeah, like that family that owns a Porsche on this street, I mean, whether they're renting, leasing, owning their home and that car, I mean, they gotta be doing well to sustain that kind of life here, or just even have those kinds of things here. So never mind those people in the houses I was showing you earlier. I mean, it's amazing, but like the average person like me, I don't know how I would ever be able to afford a home here. Hopefully business booms and takes off, and like that is a possibility one day, or you know, my career advances, my investments, you know, lots of things could happen. I'm trying to make my stars align, so you can't just like leave up to pure luck. You have to help yourself out. I'm not naive to that, okay? I mean, it's just hard. Like, I don't know how people do it. Never mind if you're on one income. Thankfully, I'm getting married and we will have 2, but you know, my fiance's got a really good job. The both of us have just really been sitting down and having some of those talks lately, and like, I just don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out, but anyone relate?